All right, Skipper, good morning. Well, good afternoon where you are. Congratulations on the series victory. How do you get back into the side? That's a 1-4-1 without you. But no, jokes aside, what was your impression of how the team performed, especially given the conversation that we had prior to about the rotation of the strike and the other things that we saw eventually come to fore? Are you now pleased what you've seen on the pitch? I'll start there and then I follow up with Christian.
Good afternoon. Yeah, thanks for having me. They say you don't change something when it's not broken, right? So we'll see what happens come the Pakistan series. I guess I've been pleased. Watching the guys, the way how they went about playing cricket throughout the entire series, I think was fantastic. I spoke at the start of the series about learning and improving as individuals, and I thought we saw that throughout the tournament, the series, sorry. And words can't describe the way it looked, from a feeling perspective, watching, the energy the guys showed and all these things was just amazing. And what's pleasing to see is that we were able to sort of rotate guys and guys going in and out through various injuries and whatever. And the intensity, was never dropped at any point in time.
Is, of course, the bowlers they were consistently good throughout the series. Even in a game that we did lose, they did bowl fairly well. I want to talk a little bit about the bowling attack, and of course, I wanted to focus a little bit about Fabian Allen, what he brings to the team from a bowling and fielding perspective, and what that means for the team in terms of what he brings.
The bowling has been tremendous. Since the Sri Lanka series, led by Brav, the experienced campaigner, passing his knowledge on to the younger guys and seeing the consistency that they produced throughout the last three series, has been, well noted. And seeing Obed McCoy, sort of, come up drums more often than not, he has been fantastic. He has improved tremendously. But, you spoke about Fabian. He brings that all-round ability, to the team, whereas from the T20 perspective, you want a guy or guys who can contribute in all three facets, and he's definitely one of them. We get to see the powerful batting, we get to see his variation, the ball, and he has improved tremendously, as time has gone on with opportunities, and then his feeling has been electric. Long may that continue, and long may we as West Indians sort of reap the rewards of his talent given opportunity to the youngsters. So let's see if he can continue to improve and continue to get better.
All right, thank you so much, Skip.
Two questions from Akeem Green. Akeem, once you're finished, Lennox Aldred, I'm going to ask you to proceed immediately.
Hi, Skip. I hope you're back to full fitness. Could you just give us a feel of the conditions here at Kensington? How the pitch is looking. How do you see conditions playing out over these three ODIs?
We went to the Oval last night. Got our first look at it. It looks good, actually. Got to give them credit. I haven't seen the outfield, such lush green for a while, and the evenness, of the grass spread across the pitches. So it looks good. It's just like you see food. It looks good. It's just a matter of how it tastes. So this one will be a matter of how it plays. So we'll see, what we have to encounter, come tomorrow. So we have another hit out today, and final touches going into this ODI series.
Yeah, 300 is the basic benchmark these days in ODI cricket as a batting unit. Coach Simmons spoke about that yesterday as well. Like he wants the group to go on and get those bigger scores. Is that something as well you're looking to really impart in the batsmen to look to set in excess of 300 targets on a regular basis?
Well, those are international standards. But if we do well and we bowl well, if we bowl first and we bowl well and we limit the opposition, then we just have to make what's in front of us. But in terms of from a batting perspective, that's international standards, 300, 320, 330. So we had started off this quest when we first started a couple of years ago of trying to find the right balance and combination. I think we have sort of found that, and now is a matter to know the next step, which is to consistently hit those targets. So again, as I keep saying, work in progress, and I think we have the personnel within the dressing room to do that. But we still have to go and play each ball on its merit. We still have to respect conditions, and we still have to respect oppositions.
Blessings, Skipper. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man.
Thanks. The ODIs, I mean, you guys will have to bat 30 more overs and bowl 30 more overs. And some of the guys on the T20 are actually in this ODI team. How difficult do you think it would be for them to make the transition?
Again, you're supposed to be professionals, not so. So in terms of making a transition is a mindset, and anything that you do is from a mind perspective. So yes, about 6 or 7 guys, left the T20 squad, and 6 or 7 guys coming into the ODI team. You have Hopi coming back. He was not in the T20 team. He has an appetite for scoring runs and batting long. Darren Bravo as well, haven't got the opportunity, only playing 1 T20 match, but last ODI score would have been a 100 as well. So a couple of the guys coming in are guys who we expected to sort of bat long and love batting long and has an appetite for scoring runs. So with that aspect of it, I think it's just a matter of the T20 guys to continue their momentum, but sort of not curb their natural instincts, but understand that it's a longer format of the game. But one thing remains is that the ball is still white and it's still a kookaburra.
Right. And Coach Simmons says he's not really paying that much attention in terms of momentum coming from the T20 series. He was more alluding to the fact that points are on offer here. How important do you think it is for us to really continue this winning trend?
Every one-day game that we play is very, very important, and it's geared towards 2023, which is in the future, which sometimes, in all honesty, I don't like to speak about. But once presented with itself, in terms of 50-over cricket, we have to play each game as is a sort of a quarterfinal knockout game, because it's for points and it's going to have value in the back end. So with that being said, we have to focus on that, and we have to be focused on winning and finding the right methodology in order to go ahead and win. So that's our main focus. And, hopefully, guys can buy into it, and we can hit the ground running at the start, of the series.
All right, Skip, give that.
Mariah Ramarak, please proceed.
Hi, Polly, can you give us an update on your injury and your fitness?
Well, I'm alive and well. That's one good thing. I've got the opportunity to get some rest, so that's another good thing. And also, it's a longer format. From a personal point of view, I think I'm looking forward to the series. I've been doing the necessary sort of training and protocols in terms of return to play. As I said, we still have one more day in terms of preparation to go before the series starts on Tuesday and tomorrow. So we'll see. Let's see. If I give you confirmation or I told you I'm not playing, then I don't think the anti-corruption, people will actually be happy about that. But as I said, I'm alive and well, and I'm looking forward.
That's fine. Just wanted to know an update on, what's up with you. So how do you feel as we get ready to face the world #1 England, Australia, South Africa? Talk to us about the amount of work that has to go in for us to be able to win against these powerhouses.
That's from a T20 perspective you're speaking about?
Yeah, when we get ready for the Super 12s.
Oh, okay. Well, again, that's something that we have in the back of our minds. The draw has been made. We know who we're going to come up against. So we just have to continue to plan properly. And in planning, you have to continue to execute. So, as I said previously, we had the opportunity to face a South African team, an Australian team. Yes, a couple of guys missing, but we'd have played against these guys around the world. So we had that opportunity. And T20, more often than not, is on the day skill for skill and who does the basics right. So we will plan. If it's one thing we're going to plan, and that's been a big part of our sort of preparations going into series and tournaments. And hopefully we can come up with the best plan and be able to execute it come that time. So we still have that Pakistan series in front of us. We still have CPL in front of us, and we still have guys going off the IPL as well before we get into the Super 12s.
All right, we'll move on to a couple of questions from Louis Cameron, who is the content person on the ground here with Cricket Australia.
Thanks, Mario. Hi, Kieron. Just interested in, I guess Hayden Walsh had such a great T20 series against Australia. Were you tempted to bring him in for the ODIs as well?
We're tempted. It's something that we're looking at, we have spoken about. So we'll see. Obviously, we have a squad here of 15 guys, and we'll see what happens, come tomorrow. But he has done well, against you guys in the T20 series, and it's a matter of us, trying to see if we can find that, space and opportunity for him. But it's great that Hayden can actually, do well. He's a very, very hardworking individual, and I don't think we want anything more special for him getting that Man of the Series award in that last series there, because the work he has done behind the scene has been, tremendous. And guys see, how bad, he wanted it. So let's see what happens for the ODI series. We have a squad. He was not initially in the squad, but being part, of a bubble and being here, you never know what can happen tomorrow. Please God.
Very interesting. I like that tease there. And just on the Aussies, their batting is reasonably inexperienced, I suppose. Anyway, and Aaron Finch has a bit of a knee injury, and we're not sure whether he's going to play or not. Do you think that could be an extra advantage, I guess, for you guys, just given it already is quite inexperienced, and he's probably the most experienced batter?
Well, if he doesn't play, I think that's going to be a plus for us. So. We have our fingers and toes crossed that he doesn't. Not saying that we don't wish him a speedy recovery, but if he doesn't, obviously that's going to be a plus. But having said that, at the end of the day, as I said, there's an Australian cricket team that left the shores, and these guys will want to impress one way or the other. So, inexperience or not, it can work for and against. So, just a matter of us concentrating and focusing on what we need to do, what our plans are, and again, trying to limit them for as least as possible and give them an opportunity to score. Obviously, Mitch Marsh, has gotten away from us a bit in this T20 series on there, but hopefully it's not the same in the ODIs. So as I said, they all have points to prove in different aspects, and we just want to continue focusing on what we need to do and respecting whichever opposition is presented in front of us.
Much appreciated, Kieron. Thank you.
Seeing another question there from Leighton Levy and no further indications. If you do have a question, please feel free to put that in the chat now so that we know to continue the engagement thereafter. Otherwise, this will be the final question of today. Leighton?
All right. So again, Skipper, during the course of the T20 series, we saw the team grow in confidence. You saw it in their body language, in the way they performed, consistency and belief. How much of that do you think will carry over into the ODI series, which is, of course, a longer format? And the second question, I'll just ask you both at the same time. In terms of balance, I mean, you had a number of all-rounders in the T20 team. Do you see that setup being changed now as we approach the longer format of the game?
To answer the first question, I hope that 100% of the body language that would have been shown throughout the series, the guys will take it on board, and we can continue that in the ODIs. Obviously, I said it's different personnels, as well, and different personalities. But having said that, I think, feeling and movement in the field is an attitude, and it's how bad you want it and how much you enjoy it. And so far, from a white ball perspective overall, I thought we have been very, very good in terms of our body language and our intent, in the field, despite the different, situations and scenarios that presents itself. So, hopefully long may that continue, and we're going to be pressing upon the guys, to go the extra mile. Yes, it's a longer format, but it's something that we knew or know was actually going to happen. So let's see. And in terms of the 50 over setup, obviously again different personnels. I think for us, one of the things that we try to sort of harp on or try to go on in terms of when we sit to select and come up with teams and combinations is for specialist and specialty positions. We have found ourselves in positions over the period of years where we had a lot of rounders and a lot of guys, can bat, can bowl, but you want a guy specializing in sometimes in one aspect or the other, with a couple of utility guys who can bring, three facets of the game. So in terms of our one-day setup, I think it's more of a sort of a specialist, sort of a team. If you look at the balance we have used, throughout the last couple of years or so, and even in the last series. And I can't see, to be honest, that changing much, but, guys coming in and doing their bits and, hopefully being, accountable for the role and responsibility they have within this setup.
All right, thanks. And good luck, huh?
Thanks, man.
All right, we're going to take one more question from Maria Ramarak, and then we're going to take a question from Colin Benjamin, and that will end out today's engagement. Maria, please proceed.
I just have a question, Polly, about what did you say to Chris Gayle that he was speaking about at the end of the match when he was able to fire? Because we all know that, we expect him, as West Indian fans, we just expect once Chris Gayle gets to the crease that he makes runs. That's just what we expect. However, he has been struggling. And then after the match, when he scored the runs, he spoke about something that you would have said to him. So, as fans and journalists, I'd like to know what you said to him to get him going.
Honestly, I won't go into depth as to what exactly it was, but, just a simple case of, sort of reminding Chris does what he has done, for us as West Indies cricketers, West Indies fans, and the people of the Caribbean, and what we would like to see, from him, going forward. He has entertained us over the last 20, 21 years or so. And once he's had the strength and the willpower to continue to perform, that's what we like to see from him. So along those lines, as I said before, and I continue to say, no matter, how much we play cricket or how experienced we are, or how big we get in certain aspects, sometimes you still need, a hand around the shoulder. And people, keep telling you what a great asset you are, as an individual and as a team player. So along the lines of that, and it's just a matter of us trying to continue what we have in this setup is empowering each other, with positivity, with strength, with powers to go out and, do your best. Obviously we're all here, for a reason. And we appreciate each other. Yes, at times we find, and it's no secret that we are not appreciated as much, from a Caribbean perspective. But once we are together as one, we want to go out and, play as a team and, empower each other and continue to show that strength, to each other. Because if it starts, it has to start somewhere. And if it starts by us, hopefully other people can jump, on the bandwagon and continue to encourage us as cricketers and as family members and as human beings, to be the best you can be in whatever you're doing.
Colin.
Hey, what's up, Kieron? Looking ahead into the series coming up, the last time you played against Australia, you averaged 41 in the series when we got to that tri-series final. And 2 of your 3 one-day centuries are against Australia. Fair to say Australia is a bit of a favorite one-day opposition for you?
Mostly I enjoy playing against the Aussies. I love their fight and their determination, and obviously that's my character on the cricket field. So, sometimes when your back is against the wall and, someone is fighting against you, you want to be able to, retaliate with punches. So I enjoy playing against Australia. I like the way how they actually play cricket, and I think that's how sometimes sports supposed to be played. You're playing hard on the cricket field. So let's see what happens. I would love to score some runs against them once again, and hopefully that happens. And if that happens, that means we are doing well as well as a team. So but my primary focus is making sure that we tick our boxes, we do our basics, we dot our I's and we cross our T's, and hopefully at the end of the day, we have 90 points at stake, and hopefully we can get all 90. And if not, we'll take 60 minimum.
All right, thanks, Colin, and thanks to all the media for all the questions that you guys have posed today. Kieron, thank you for your time. Obviously, we are looking forward to that first ODI versus Australia tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Thank you.